Polar Homestead. We learn finance, permaculture and prepping. A modern view of the world. Don't forget, freedom is in your hands. Stay safe and vigilant, friends. And now your host, Ralph KK. Launch in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Welcome to the apocalypse. Welcome to the podcast. With me today, Christine from Norway. Hello, Christine.
Hi guys. Hello guys, hello people. Very good day to you, good people.
Are you okay?
Just in a good mood today.
Okay, so how is your summer?
It's good. Summer is finally here, but we have a very rainy day today. So like I cannot enjoy the sun, and but still I like the weather like this.
But you're like your skin, it is so white. If you have like you get like some sun, you turn red.
Yes, indeed it's like this. I have to put on the sunscreen on my skin constantly, even if it is cloudy. Yeah.
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 How is that possible?
I don't know, just my skin is getting red, just even if the sun is hidden behind the clouds, there is some lights coming, and it still like makes my skin irritated. So because
Wow, that sounds crazy.
Sorry, Mother Nature didn't give me like a normal skin, like a normal person.
Melanin.
Yeah, melanin, I don't have enough melanin.
You are not melanin reactive person.
I'm red hair, no melanin, like a lot of red hair people, they have this problem.
So the ginger nation, they are allergic to the sun, yeah?
I guess so.
Also, I suppose my grandparents. Yeah, I suppose it was my grandma. She also had like super white skin, and every time she went to South America, the sun there is like very bright and it's like very hot, yeah. So every time she went there to South America, she would just go outside like 10-20 minutes, and then she would go outside like white, like usual skin, and then 20 minutes later she would just come back like red, entirely red, and in pain and crying.
Yes, like this, and like in this case, like I just have to find my ways to survive. Like if I'm swimming, I not to put too much sunscreen, I can just wear something light just to cover my body. Like for example, and constantly just put a new layer of the sunscreen so to protect.
And you know what we used to say about the grandma when we were children? You know what we used to say? We used to say, "You look red like a shrimp."
Why?
Because she looked red like a shrimp.
Yeah. Maybe before, like you just didn't have such a advanced cosmetic against the sun, I suppose. Like right now, I just buy something like.
What were you talking about?
Right now, you can get yourself a cream. This is 100 and higher SPF.
Wow.
Yeah, so like it just completely blocks all the UV lights. So.
When I was a child, like 40 years ago, we only used to have up to 40 SPF or whatever. Up to 40.
So this is an explanation why your grandmother was red as a shrimp.
Red like a shrimp. And we used to make fun of her.
And right now you're making fun of me. Thank you very much. You're making fun of me.
Okay, whatever. So what do you think about the condition of the world today?
Total craziness.
Do you think that we have finally reached like the peak lunacy of existence in the human society?
I suppose we will be able to answer this question after this will start to go down, because you cannot understand did you reach a top or not, but it's already pretty intense.
Yeah, but when usually when something it reaches the peak of whatever it is, like you can see it like everywhere around you and everywhere in front of you. So right now, like you go to YouTube, like every third video it is like the end is near, the crisis is here, total collapse of civilization. So every third video it is like this. And so when the moment that the crisis starts, as it goes, so a few people start to talk about it, and then it's incremental until like everybody, like the whole society, people is talking about this. So I think that we're at the peak of the panic, of the mass panic of people.
I don't think that we're at the top, but people, they're crazy, they're panicking. It's true.
No, I mean maybe the crisis, like in reality, it is not so bad, but people psychologically, I think they reached like a peak somewhere.
Because when we speak of Europeans and Americans, they used to have pretty high standards of life. So like in case they don't have a baby formula, in case they don't have like some certain kind of cheese, which like according to them just make them like more imperfect, and only like this they can like have like a productive day after such a breakfast. Yeah, so the
Avocado toast.
Avocado toast, so the day is ruined. So like if we look at the situation like from reasonable point of view, like you just have enough for now, just you can survive. It's not like life and death for now, but people, they lost some of their privileges in this life.
Yeah, but you know, like people in the first world, they are not used to this kind of life. Like people in the USA, people in Europe, they are used to comfort and to get what they want when they want it. They are not used to having like a crisis, and like today they have to eat some boiled pasta with some salt and oregano on top, and that's all. They are not used to this kind of life.
Maybe what I said sounds crazy, but what is happening from some kind of points, it's good, like because if you remember this experiment with the rats, when they put them in the perfect condition, and at the end they just like they got the males, they got this endless narcissism, and female, they just didn't want to reproduce anymore, and at the end just the whole population of these rats, they died. Yeah, so the humans, they're the same right now. They just got too comfortable, and this is like a shake, like something what maybe like they will realize it later, but this something what would refresh their life at the end, like the result will be something new. So like such crisis, it's good in the long term, according to me.
So you're saying that people need to have like some struggle in life to improve themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Just imagine for you, yeah, like just to drink your coffee every day, just don't care, yeah, like which kind of milk you have. You just every day 10 years. And you just already just don't notice how good it is. And then bam, and one day there is nothing. And then after like 1 month, 2 months of there is no such a milk or there is no coffee at all, you just grab this cup and you inhale this smell, and the life is perfect. So like this taste of life, if you are constantly like having it just constantly, you just don't notice this. So such crisis, it is good in the long term, just to understand how good life it is, the small things which you can appreciate.
So this is what Germans, they are learning today.
This is very hard lesson.
very hard lesson for our German friends in Germany.
Yeah, good luck, guys.
Good luck, guys, with one bag of pasta per customer at the supermarket.
It is too early to laugh. Maybe we are coming the same way, but yeah, like we will learn from your example.
Yeah, but the point is that so these people in very rich countries like Germany, Norway, I don't know, Sweden, Iceland, they have like a very high standards of living. So when these standards of living they are reduced and people start to struggle, then it is like very difficult for people in these places because they are not used to this.
Indeed, but like I say, it's all for good. You have to learn how to live in such a condition, and actually there is no yes or no, you just don't have a choice. We have the reality and we have to face it.
Like for example, people in India, every day they are struggling, like the majority. So every day it is a struggle. So even when conditions are hard, they just try to survive, to keep on going.
Yeah, I have nothing to add, like just it can be like any difficult condition, but there is an exit, there is a way just to survive through almost anything. And if you just compare yourself right now to these people in India or some countries in Africa, like your life is still perfect for them.
Yeah, people in Europe, their life is still perfect compared to somebody in Africa, because they have a home, they have food, they have heating, they have water.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like a lot of people in Africa, they don't have food and they are hungry.
Be grateful, yeah.
Yeah, be grateful, Europeans, because you still have pasta. It costs like 10 or 20 euros, but you still have pasta.
Yeah, like and the food will be getting more and more expensive. Like, so this is what I was talking about. You asked me like, did we reach this peak of massive hysteria? So like, I still think that the prices they're gonna get higher. We still don't know what will be the situation with the gasoline. Yeah. So like, and we just don't know. Like, people they're still like kind of.
You know, like who was like J.P. Morgan? They said that the price of gasoline is going to be, or yeah, it was like the price of oil. It was going to be $200 or $300 per barrel. So gasoline would be like I don't know, $30 per gallon. Can you imagine $30 per gallon of gasoline? Can you imagine this?
Yeah, this is crazy. But at least for now, like our human rights, they're kind of still respected, like by the government and by other people.
What do you mean? Are we going into tyranny or something?
Yeah, like in case the prices they're gonna get like very high, just unreasonable. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have like riots on the streets, like in Sri Lanka. Yeah.
Yeah, and for sure, like we have to expect that our right, they will try to limit our rights, and so this what makes people behave like not in a very civilized way usually.
Like in Sri Lanka.
Like in Sri Lanka.
So maybe somewhere like in Canada, we're gonna see like normal people like chasing politicians on the street.
You know, like people, they really change when they face something like they're running from the wolf. Yeah, this is not like the same people like which you would sit like together in the cafe and drink coffee. Yeah, just okay. You wanted to say something?
Do you know that? So there has been like several scientific studies about how the brain works when people don't eat. So when humans, when they don't eat for I don't know 3 days, after 3 days, their brain starts like regressing to like the primitive nature. So the longer you don't eat, the more backwards your brain goes. So eventually you end up like a reptilian. So your body is ruled by like primal instincts. So you see food, you attack and you try to eat it because you're like so hungry.
Gosh, it sounds too crazy.
Yeah, but it's true. It was like several scientific studies, and so your brain it regresses when the longer you go without food.
Also, like you just have to understand, like some people they see, like for example, they don't see steak on the shelf, yeah, in the shop. They don't see like greens, some kind of pasta, and they are like starting panicking. There is no food, there is nothing. I'm gonna die. But because of this, like in your previous when we met before, we were talking like how can you survive. So there is a way to eat like a lot of stuff in nature. Like you can eat this.
You can eat dandelions, bark. You mean bark from the trees?
Yeah. I was talking about this. I was just watching recently.
It's called
video from
wood jerky.
Yeah, this thing. I suppose the Canadian prepper or something.
Yeah.
This guy there with the big
The
muscle.
Canadian prepper.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's our savior.
I suppose he's almost the only one I'm watching because like I don't know, he's the less annoying of people.
Of all the preppers on YouTube, yeah.
I suppose he's the most neutral and reasonable. Because I don't want to start my day listening from some bald guy with the crazy accent. People, we are gonna die! Save yourself! Go! Like I don't know. Like no, it's not for me. Sorry. And what is your favorite prepper guy?
Of course, the Canadian prepper. He's the most reasonable one compared to all the other crazy YouTubers which have like a crazy eyes. You know, they start the video with the crazy eyes, and you're like thinking like, should you believe what the people are saying or not, or they just look like too crazy?
Yeah, it's so it was mini advertisement for Mr. Canadian Prepper in your podcast.
He needs to pay us like royalties here for promoting his channel.
Yeah, I suppose we mention him almost like every time. Because we were just both watching him. Yeah. So good day to you, Mr. Canadian Prepper. Okay, what else?
The bark from the trees, you can eat it. So there is like specific methods how to eat it, but you can eat. Like in the Second World War, yeah. Like a lot of people who were hiding in the forest, they didn't have anything to eat. So you could hear stories from very old people that lived during these times. They would tell you that there was nothing to eat, and they had to eat like grass or herbs from the forest, or like go and try to eat the bark from the trees.
Yeah. Don't you think that it would be clever from these government channels and general television, like just to show people this kind of videos, like how to survive in case you don't have food? Why they don't do it?
This is like something cultural, I suppose. For example, most of the Nordic countries, they usually try to educate their population, like to be ready for emergencies. So in Nordic countries like Sweden, Iceland, Finland, so the government tries to educate like the population like a lot in this respect. So they teach them what to do in emergencies. So probably they are teaching them that they can eat the bark of the trees. Bark from the trees, yeah.
Yeah.
You boil it and you make like some kind of soup of tree bark, yeah.
Yeah, like in the morning you just come like, my dear husband, I prepared you some wood with some ants today.
You can actually eat ants, you know. You can eat insects. You can eat bugs. Like in Thailand, people they used to eat bugs, specific kinds of bugs, and some of them they are not even tasty, but they used to eat it. They are like hard, crunchy, whatever, and they used to eat it, even though they are not tasty.
Okay, I trust your word. Okay, you try. You tell me.
I've tried them. Bugs, they are like very tasty. The key is that they should be very dry and very salty.
Ooh.
Salty with like, I mean, you put like a lot of salt, like if you're like making like a dry meat.
Stop touching me. I cannot listen to this. It's too much torture.
But in many countries, it's culturally acceptable to eat bugs.
In many countries, it is culturally culturally acceptable to eat cats, to eat dogs. Like, but I don't know. Like, this is just different country, different rules.
Giraffes, elephants, rats.
Yeah.
In Thailand, they eat rats. Do you know this?
I don't live in Thailand. Thanks.
Like country, like field rats. You know, like in the field.
Yeah, people did snakes and different stuff. China, they eat everything.
Snakes are tasty. Snakes are tasty.
Sabe mis sentimientos, siente mi amor. No me dejes sufrir, mamá, quita mi dolor. Eso, coge lo que quieras, toma con razón. Lo que quieres te voy a dar, también mi corazón. Te voy a dar mi corazón. Dice eso, como te necesito. Te necesito. Te necesito. Por eso mira, escucha de nuevo. Por tu amor me muero y te voy a esperar. Porque yo te necesito y siempre te voy a amar. Siempre te voy a amar, díselo. Mira, no me dejes solo, eres todo para mí. Eres todo lo que quiero, no hay más sin ti. No hay más sin ti, no. No hay más sin ti. Porque te necesito, mi amor, te necesito. Ay, yo te necesito, la verdad. Ay, necesito tu amor. Necesito tu amor, necesito tu amor. Sabes mis sentimientos, siente mi amor. No me dejes sufrir, mamá, quita mi dolor.
So did we reach top lunacy?
Like I said, I think that nope. We will see this when people they will face real problems.
But people, they are really like in big trouble today.
They are, but it is still like not a problem of surviving. This is the problem of being comfortable.
There was a video on TikTok, like it was trending today or yesterday about this guy. He's like a trucker in the USA. He was going around like a gas station and he was showing like a line of like 20 trucks or something, and he was showing the prices of the diesel, the gasoline, and he was showing that there was like two gas stations, 2 or 3, and they were empty. They didn't have any diesel to sell, and there was like the lines of cars waiting for the diesel because there was no diesel. So on top of the high prices, there is no fuel. What do you think about this?
I think that like they had to be prepared for this. Like, what did they expect in case they just like put all the sanctions like to Russia, who brings a lot of oil? Yeah, like this. Like everybody should have expected that it would like come one day. So it is here.
Maybe they should do what France is doing. You know what France is doing? They are buying Russian oil from India. So Russia is selling oil to India. In India they repack it and they make like a new mix. And then France is buying the Russian oil from India with a new presentation, like a new brand.
I just think that they should already finish this freak show, okay? Like everybody knows what for, or like all of this was done, and I hope that this war machine finally had enough of this, and it just will finally finish, and everything would go to normal. Because like this, all of this is just temporary decisions. Like it cannot continue like this. Normal life is not possible without cooperation in this world.
Yeah, sure. I don't know. At this point, it is with the current situation. It is like it is a conflict of, and the winner is going to be the country or the team that can last longer in these painful conditions. Yeah. So the country that can stand like more pain is going to be the winner. And so far, like the USA and Europe, they are like in a lot of pain with the high food prices, high fuel prices, a scarcity of everything. So the question is like, are they like masochists or something? Do they like the pain? Do they want more pain? Do they want to continue with this? Like I don't know. Like the government needs to get to some point where they say like, oh, okay, this is enough. I'm tired of this. I need to do something else.
The point is that it is not about losing and about winning. I think like maybe it sounds crazy, but all of this what is happening with the disease, with the COVID-19, and then all this war stuff and all the sanctions and other stuff, like different issues between the countries. Like if we just look deeper, like it can you can think that they just try to justify, to explain the actions because of we know that scientists, what the scientist says, that it is not enough resources even for 30 years. Yes.
Yeah. Like there's no resources. Like everybody knows this. There are not enough resources.
So they have to decrease the amount of population. They need to decrease the amount of the stuff they're taking out from the soil. Yeah, in general. So like all of this just to justify their actions. So because of this, I'm telling that there are no winners and losers in this game. This is just I don't know, like the chain, the events, which would be like anyways happen in case not war than something else, like in case this thing didn't work out how they wanted, so like the war is here. In case it will be also not the result they want, like have to expect what, monkey jumps flu or whatever, like what is the next like
what, the monkey flu?
No, you said like
the monkey flu.
Yeah, like still like what, maybe this is the next disease, that just to explain why a lot of people dies and why they're suffering.
Well, yeah, but you know, like I mean, if people really wanted, like everybody could just be friends and get along with each other and try to like improve this world, try to improve the earth, try to make it life better for everybody. Like supposedly, according to research, so there has been famine in Africa for more than, I don't know, 50 years. So according to researchers and models of all the hunger in Africa, it could be solved because we have the money and we have the technology to give food to everybody. So it is not a question of if we can do it or not. It is a question of if we have the willpower to do it, or the desire to do it. Because like I said, everybody could just try to be friends, like shake hands and try to solve problems together. But the thing is that so like different countries, they have their own agendas and they want to do their things their own way instead of trying to be friends and try to solve problems.
Yeah, like you said, there just to be friends, it is not possible, at least in the current situation, because some countries, at least some leaders or government of some countries, they just feel too much superior over other countries, you know, that I don't know, to Africa they just took and they just like don't care.
So you're saying that like politicians sometimes they follow their own policies and it's based on ego, like about how they feel about themselves or their own country, and they are not realistic. So today's conflict, you could say that is about ego.
This is not just even realistic, you know, like to understand this, you need some kind of believe in real life. So like they are born, they like finish universities, they have everything in life. So they just don't know this problem like just face to face. They don't realize it maybe.
Well, yeah, sure. This is like another problem also, that most politicians, like let's say 90% of politicians, they are born like to rich families, and they always have everything they want, everything they need. So they are not the concerns of the general population. It doesn't touch them.
Yeah, no, this is the first point. And the second why I think that just for now we are not ready to be friends with everybody, just because of a lot of disinformation and propaganda in social media. We are very superstitious and have a bunch of like wrong ideas about other people, other countries, other nations' mentality, like about their life. So like we cannot accept like different countries. They have their own people they don't like, but not because they have been. Some of these people they haven't even been in these countries, but they're watching like YouTube or social media, especially the social the government channels, yeah, and they just think that they know everything about these like nations, and they think no, I don't like it, like I don't want to be friends with them. So like and I think that for people, first of all, people they have to learn how to understand each other better, to talk to each other, like not just listen to somebody else bullshit. So in this case, like, so the point is that these people they wouldn't believe all the nonsense the general television says, and just to try to find out the truth by themselves.
Okay, but right now in the current world that we live in, we're at a point in time where governments and countries, they cannot be selfish. They cannot just try to dominate everybody else, because the environment is collapsing, is like in a very bad shape. So either all humans, they try to be friends and they try to survive together, or it's going to be very difficult for like everybody, and a lot of people they are going to suffer because the environment is collapsing.
For this, you need like to be on the top of the government, like the presidents, the leaders have to be like young president, not young.
Yeah.
So like not the dinosaurs who's like maybe like 10 years last to live. So they just don't care what happens after.
Yeah. And this topic is like trending online. Like a lot of people they are talking about it. That why do we have leaders who are like 70-year-old people, 80-year-old people, like the senators, the presidents. Why do we have so many old people in government that their mind, they don't see things as they are now, because they have like these old ideologies. Also their brains, they are old, they just don't work the same, and their interests, they are not the same as the younger generation. So why do we have these very old people in government trying to take care of a country? Why? This topic is trending. A lot of people, they are starting to wake up to this.
Also, like maybe they're trying to just to explain it because they have like very big life experience. They're like in policy like already for their hundreds, like 80 years, yeah. But the point is that the world is constantly changing. Like the world right now, it is not like how it used to be like 20 years ago. We just face different problems. We have like we have different reality.
Which 20 years? These dinosaurs who are like 80-year-old people, they live in the 50s or in the 60s. They live in an era where the world was completely different. They just got stuck there and they cannot see the world how it is today.
Yeah, and also what I want to add to your words, that a lot of these people, they went through the Second World War even, yeah, some of them, and after this, like all this event, like these different conflicts which like were happening.
Well, I'm not sure about the Second World War because it finished in 1945.
Cold War after this.
Okay, the Cold War. Yeah, War. A lot of people of these politicians, they lived through the Cold War, so they have this mentality that the West is good and then everybody else is bad. They have this mentality.
So this what I'm saying. They have some kind of of agenda, like I don't know, like some kind of stereotype.
Ideology, you could say ideology.
Ideology. So and they just look through this like a colored glass here, like this. They see like everything with some kind of skepticism, like with some kind of very very narrow vision.
Like for example, a lot of these politicians in the US government, which are 60, 70, 80 years old, they see Russia as the Soviet Union still, even though the Soviet Union collapsed more than 40 years ago. It was the 80s. So the Soviet Union collapsed 40 years ago. And these people in the US government, they still see Russia as this communist country, which this died 40 years ago.
And also like they put all of this information on the TV, and people, they tend to believe it. Like even
this is called brainwashing.
Yeah, brainwashing. And they even haven't visited, like for example, Russia. Yeah, we're talking about Russia.
Yeah, and also this is funny. Like so, these politicians, they have never been in their lives in Russia. They have not seen the country, how modern it is. A lot of them, they have ever not even been outside of the USA. A lot of these politicians, they have never been outside of the USA. Can you imagine this?
And you, how many times have you been to Russia?
Me, I have been everywhere in the world, many places.
So, and what is your opinion as a foreigner? Like, how much is the difference for what they show on the TV and the reality?
It is not true. It is not everything that they show on television about Russia like a communist country. This is absolutely not true. You go to Moscow today, there is skyscrapers, there is business areas, everybody's like wearing a suit, and you can see on the street like Lamborghinis, whatever. This you would never see it in the Soviet Union, for example. You would never see like some guy in a suit working in finance driving a Lamborghini on the street. You would never see this in the Soviet Union.
And we are talking not only about Russia. This is like an example.
Also about China, like
China, yeah,
all the India, China, the way that the West portrays these countries, this is not realistic and not true. And all these politicians that lead the policy in the USA, in Europe, a lot of them, they have never been in Russia or India or China. They barely been out of their village in their own in their own country, and they want to tell people that, oh yeah, you know, that country over there, it is bad, you know, because it is my idea, even though I've never been there, you know.
And not only about the economical situation, like also like about how they just try to portray like the people, their behavior, yeah, like some kind of phobia of Russian, of Indians, of
like if you see American films, when there is something happening, like in Russia, they put it like there is like a bears walking on the street, or there is like a snow falling, and everything is like cold, snowy, dark, with buildings falling apart and some angry grandma there walking on the street or whatever. This is what you see in films.
This is so much pathetic that I hope that people, they're reasonable enough to understand what's true and what's not. Also, like also, for example, about India, they only show India like a poor country. They always show the ghettos in India and poor people on the street like asking for money or for food. This does exist in India, but it is not like this. You go to the big cities, and also you see skyscrapers, you see people driving Lamborghinis, whatever. So all these ideas that you get in the West, sometimes they're absolutely not true. Yes, disagree.
So you think that the current situation that the world is going through, this was caused by ego of the Western leaders? Something like modern colonialism.
Yeah, like this is quite possible. Like they just feel themselves too much.
They still feel themselves superior, like like the USA, Europe, let's say Canada, England. They see themselves still as superior nations compared to everybody else. You think this is the problem?
Yes, it is. It is the problem, and the second problem, what I said, that people they tend to believe what the government says. They don't do their own research. You just have to understand that there are bad and good people in each country, in each culture. You just cannot be absolutely good or absolutely bad. There is something in the middle, and we also, like you and me, we are part of this, yeah, like part of the Western society. But like we are trying to be reasonable about this, and some people they just blindly believe what the government says. And
But there is a lot of people waking up to these facts, like mostly young people. They don't watch mainstream media. They don't watch. Well, we don't want to say the names, but you know which TV stations. You know which TV stations. Like young people, they don't watch any of these. Let's say fake news on television. So a lot of young people they see the world completely different to what the older generation do. As the older generation, they still watch like TV networks, for example. So there is like a big divide between old and young. So the younger generation, they do everything online.
yeah, but also like all these people who makes this video on YouTube from the beginning.
A lot of this, like a lot of this information that you see on YouTube, this is just sometimes it is fake news or bots sponsored by the government. So if you see some fake news, sometimes this is sponsored by the government.
Yeah, but still, like young people also they also see this, and some people they're also bringing you information through the YouTube after they were already brainwashed. So like you can find any kind of information there. So we cannot say that people who doesn't watch the general TV they're absolutely clean.
But there is different levels of being brainwashed, you know. Like if you watch like TV networks, this is like 100% being brainwashed. And if you watch stuff on YouTube, for example, then there are different levels, and the younger generation, they are like at the lowest level of being brainwashed. Let's say this.
Okay, I believe you. What? Which level of brainwashing do you prefer?
I prefer a level of less than 10% brainwashing. Okay, so what is your suggestion for our listeners? What should they do to survive the zombie apocalypse?
So we were talking about
like right now, today, what people should do? Like the food is expensive, it's going through the roof. There is no gasoline. The salaries they're not keeping up with inflation. There is insecurity. Like next year, you don't know what's going to happen next year. So, what should people do?
I think that people they have to keep their mind open first of all for all the information and good and bad what is happening. The point is that it would be like true information, and try to push the leaders, the government, because like when we are together we can change things. Yeah, so we should try to push them to the right way of the solving all this stuff, because yeah, like this is the ambition, but the point is that usual like general people, like I mean all the people they're suffering.
What, together like friends?
Together like friends.
Everybody together like friends, living in peace. Like we're in the 60s and we're like hippies or something, yeah? So we have they need to make the new renaissance of the hippie era, yeah? 2022 new hippie era.
You just have to like stop this the stupid like dividing between Western and East.
Division
between Western and Eastern countries, and just get rid of this wrong ideology, and stop supporting this wrong ideology.
Yeah, but I don't know, maybe it is too late for this already.
Maybe, but do you have any other suggestion?
Because the lines, like today, the lines, they're like very, 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 very clear lines, and big divisions exist today. I don't know, it would take like a lot of the effort to try to fix these huge divisions that exist today that were not here 4 months ago, for example.
Yeah, but like if you see like this is mostly the influence of USA for this. Like Europe, it is kind of okay. It is not that much far from from understanding. I don't know, like just like several years ago, it was just okay. It was not perfect, but it was okay, yeah. But this is like pulling the wagon to different directions, to the east and to the west, yeah, somewhere in the middle.
Okay, so Christine from Norway, it is time to go. Say goodbye to your audience.
Goodbye, audience. Good luck to you.
Sin tus caderas no puedo cantar, sin tus caderas no puedo gozar, sin tus caderas y movimiento mi ritmo y música va a parar, sin tu cadera mi melodía no vale nada, sin tus caderas mi ritmo no se llama el son. Sin tus caderas no hay fiesta, no hay ron. Sin tus caderas y movimiento mi ritmo y música va a parar. Sin tu cadera mi melodía no vale nada. Ay, 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 pa' la sierra. Sabor. Muévete, mami, ahora muévete, muévete.